Today is the first race weekend of the 4SS season. So it's January, it's a brand new year. This is my second year of driving 4-stroke go-karts, specifically 4SS go-karts here in Australia. And I went from literally crashing in my first race, I was really shit, to now actually being really competitive, and I've been getting on the podium every now and then, and just I'm really having fun and enjoying it in general. So yeah, we're going to go to the Oakleigh Go-Kart track today. Hopefully I'll do well, we'll see how we go, and you guys can see what a race day driving 4SS go-karts is like. So let's do it.
Okay, so how today is going to run is, first up we'll have a 6-minute practice session. Then after that we'll have a 6-minute qualifying to just get the fastest possible time we can, and that will determine the grid positions for the heats. There'll be 3 heats, and then there'll be a final, and the final is usually a slightly longer race. The place you finish in the final is the place that you finish overall.
Hi, this is Caleb.
How you going?
Finally got him to race. He's been trying to avoid me for ages.
Yeah, on purpose. Oh, no, that's...
In the 4-stroke class, you have 3 weights. You've got light, medium, and heavy. For medium, it's 155 kilos, including you and the cart. If you're lower than 155 after a race, then you'll get disqualified.
This is your third. This is my third.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. I still reckon there's something wrong with the go-kart, though.
We did a practice in Caleb's cart and we confirmed that it's not the cart, it's Caleb.
Turns out it's actually really fast.
Yeah, it's actually a fast cart. Who would have thought?
Really fast.
So funny. When you start driving, you have to have a P plate, and after a certain amount of races, you can get the P plate off, and it's just to tell people that you're new. Well, that's all.
Wanted to go.
1 hour later. Oh, there we go.
Sweet class.
Here I'm just explaining to Daniel how important it is to make sure you oil your air filters and use the air filter for your engine. Basically, what the air filter does is it stops dirt and gunk and all that shit getting inside the engine. If you don't do this over time, you'll find that it'll actually lose performance really quickly because it's getting damaged. So if you want to look after your engine and you want it to perform at its maximum for a long time, make sure you use the air filter and that you oil it. All right, so practice is going to start soon. Just got to suit up and then we'll head down and do our practice session. Okay, so we're doing the first practice session of the day, and today's track layout is the long circuit. Oakleigh has a couple of different track layouts. This one just has a few extra corners. We're warming up our tyres now. As we go up the straight, you can't really see anything because my shoulder's covering half the screen. I end up moving the GoPro to the front of the cart for the rest of the heats, but for now, this is how it was, so apologies for that. We're coming up to the first corner now, which is a big sweeping right-hand corner, and then that leads us into the corkscrew, which is probably the part of the track that I struggle the most with. We then run off into a tight left hairpin corner. I really have to try to use all the track here to keep momentum. Then we have a sharp right corner, followed by a quick left corner, which actually goes uphill. So you have to make sure you get that corner right, because otherwise you lose a lot of momentum. Hitting the curb nicely here, which then leads us into this double apex corner, a very slippery corner if you don't stay in the grip there, and then a quick left followed by the pit corner, which is another sharp right, and this leads us into the straight. So you have to really make sure to get that corner right, because if you don't, it'll really damage your top line speed throughout the entire straight. And now, as you can see, the GoPro is actually becoming loose. It's still secure. I'm going to just end the clip here and we'll see what I thought of the practice overall.
I'm wrecked after that.
Yeah, that was surprisingly tiring. The GoPro came loose on the side, so that's why that kind of became shit. So I'll have to fix that for the heat.
You need like a flimsy piece of carbon tube for like $300 to put it in exactly the right spot. You know, like what the go-kart shop sells?
I'm just going to make some changes now, I guess. I felt like the rear was a bit slidey, but I feel like that might be just the pressures, so I might change them. Oh, what's he got here?
Stuff. They're proper ODK ones.
Okay, he's drilling holes. Look at that.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so I'm just walking to the grid. We're about to do qualifying. Yeah, my aim is really to just try and stay in an area that has a lot of space, because I just don't want to get held up. As I said before, my main goal here is to just get a really clean, fast run. I tried to put my kart at the front of the grid just to reduce the likeliness that I'm held up, but it didn't really work out. I was a bit late to the grid and I've ended up behind quite a lot of people. That's okay though, that's just what happens. In front of me, I actually have Will Wade, someone that I've had a lot of good battling with in previous races. He's actually a really fast guy, so quite happy to be behind him, to be honest, because there might be some potential to work together at some point, and I'm going to use Will as a bit of a reference to see if I'm on the pace or not. I've just jumped ahead a bit more here. You can see now that Will's actually starting to get held up by the kart in front, and that allows me to start catching up. Will takes the inside and kart number 27 is put offline, which allows me to catch up right to his bumper. And now I'm getting stuck behind him, so I'm looking to overtake straight away because I really don't want to be held up anymore and risk getting slow times. I want to try and stay on Will and hopefully get inside Will's toe so that we can work together to get really fast lap times, because two karts are faster than one. You can see now going the inside of kart 27 and into the big sweeper, and now I'm right behind Will, and that's exactly where I want to be. I'm happy to sit behind Will for now, hopefully get his toe, and that will help me hopefully get the fastest lap time I can. So now in front of Will we have Simon, and then in front of Simon is Caleb, who has the orange helmet, so you can see him a mile away. Caleb's actually starting to hold us all up, and Simon takes the inside there, gets through straight away, but Will and I are kind of stuck and we're trying to find a way through. As we approach the hairpin corner, Will goes on the inside, but my momentum carries me around the outside of the track, which then leads me to bump Caleb forward and actually stop Will from getting the overtake done. I then get through past both of them, and yeah, that's just how that turned out. Sorry, Will. It wasn't intentional. That's pretty much all that happened in qualifying. Let's go see what I thought about the session.
Holy shit. I thought I had set my rear track width to a certain measurement, and then it turns out it's actually way like shorter, like 20 mil off. So it was completely not
Not the spec. That's what happens when he doesn't know how to use a tape measure.
Okay, so I've changed my rear track width back to how it should have been from the beginning. Yeah, so in the qualifying, I just found that I was lacking a bit of pace, and I discovered that my rear track width was way narrower than it was supposed to be. So let's see if fixing that helps me for the first heat. I qualified in P4, so that's where I'll be starting, in P4. And we find that out by just looking at the notice board here, which has our grid positions for each heat. So let's get into heat 1 and see how I do. So we're approaching the start line. We've got Marcellus in kart number 4, which is in pole position. Then we have kart number 15, who is Simon, in second. And we have Will, who's kart number 95, in third to my right. And here we go, crossing the line. I get a terrible start. Everyone accelerates in front of me. And Will has got the inside line. He sticks there nicely and gets the move done. Well done, Will. That was an awesome move. And we approach the corkscrew. I managed to hang on at this point. And now we're just going to approach this left hairpin. and accelerating out. I then go to the left side of the track, and then Will moves to the right, which makes me think I can get a move here, and that was just a stupid move by me. I lose all my momentum because there's a hill there. Now Justin comes up on the left. He nearly makes a move, but I managed to defend. And now you can see I've completely lost the leaders. There is a huge gap between myself and the leaders. They've completely gotten away because of that one stupid move I made within one corner. So yeah, really unfortunate. I think I just got excited. I saw a gap and went for it, not really thinking. And that part of the track as well is a really bad place to overtake in general, because there's a hill on the exit. It makes it really hard to keep momentum if you make a move there. And really, I should have known better. So now we've got a lot of work to do to catch up again. So you can see how quickly you can lose time or gain time even. It's just really important to focus on consistency instead of rushing into stupid moves like I just did then. Anyway, the rest of the race is pretty boring because I'm by myself the whole time, so let's skip to the last lap. Well, that was an interesting race. At the start, a gap kind of opened up, and then I went for it, and I really shouldn't have. And then I just lost so much time, and I could never catch back up. I think it was because of the toe that the other guys had, because they were bunched up. But yeah, I'll have a look at the lap times. I finished 4th, so I didn't lose any places. But yeah, God, I'm sweating like shit. That was sick. Like just like Now I'm just adjusting my tyre pressures for heat 2. I didn't want to change too much. I think I just want to change one thing at a time. That's usually the best way to go about it, I think. When you change multiple things with your setup, it tends to get a bit confusing and you don't really know what is improving your drive or what's making it worse. So we're using the Maxxis Super Sport tyres, and usually we're running the pressures anywhere from 9 to 13. Yeah, just gonna adjust the pressures. We'll go back out, see how we do for heat 2. Okay, so we're about to go to the second heat. So I'm gonna just be patient this time and we'll see how I do. Alright, here we go guys, heat 2, and we're starting in the same position as before, so we're in P4. We just had someone from the light class drive past to get back to their spot. Yeah, we've got Simon in P1, then we've got cart number 4, Marcellus in P2, and then we've got Will, cart number 95 in P3, and here we go, crossing the line now. Let's see if I can get a better start. It's a bit better. Still not enough to get any positions. Will's got through. Justin had a ripper start. He's got through as well, and I've lost one position. So now I'm in P5, which isn't great. I go for the inside move here, and I sort of back out of it because I realise, you know, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. It just wasn't enough to get it done. So still behind Justin. We're just going to have to sit here and wait for an opening. I'm able to stick closely as we go around the track. I'm noticing that I'm definitely fast enough to stay on Justin's tail. And now I have another look on the inside. I actually get enough momentum just to squeeze right through there, and Justin lets me through, gives me heaps of space, which is good. And now it's time to try and catch back up to Marcellus, who's in P3, and the remaining top 2, Will and Simon. And you can see just how much time I gain on that big sweeper corner there. It's probably my best corner of the whole track. Then we have the corkscrew, think I'm not really gaining much there, but I gained some time on the left hairpin, and as we make our way up the hill, I've actually gained quite a bit so far. We're within reach, I think, of joining the top 3. I'm starting to believe that I can get back up there and fight for the podium position. So, and after those 3 consecutive corners, we're pretty much on Marsalis' tail now. He looks behind just to see that I'm there, and you can see he gets a way better exit. He's pulled away a bit there. They're still battling it out. I'm kind of hoping at this point that they start to battle and then slow down. There's a kart that sort of goes off there, and I've now caught up pretty much. Still not able to just hang on to Marsalis, but I'm constantly sort of coming within reach and then losing him again. And yeah, now we're there. We're on his bumper. Now we're sort of potentially able to start battling for positions, maybe get some overtakes. You can see Simon's still in the front there at car number 15. He's driving a really good couple of races, to be honest. He's been really quick all day. I think I'm in Marsalis' toe now. You can see I'm gaining here, and I'm starting to catch right up. Here we go. We're going to go for a move. I push Marsalis through, and that also creates a gap for me. But then I actually tap Marsalis. It's a bit of a light bump, but it's just enough to make him lose traction. I was really just trying to push Marsalis through there, and unfortunately I think I caused him to lose the rear a bit. We spoke about that afterwards, and it was all good. So yeah, sorry about that, Marsalis. Anyway, let's focus on trying to chase down Simon now. Now you can see I'm getting a really good toe, and I go on the inside, but the minute I leave the slipstream, I'm just not able to continue that momentum to actually make the pass happen. So Simon stays in the lead for now. I'm still behind him. I'm right there though. I just want to keep the pressure on, make sure he knows I'm there, and hopefully he will make a mistake and leave an opening for me to get through. Okay, and this is kind of a repeat of the last lap. I noticed that I have a lot of speed in this section of the track, and now I make another move. I have enough momentum, but Simon just manages to stay in front, and now we have the last lap, so I'm really trying to hang on. Simon's really quick. I think I'm giving it everything I've got to try and stay with him at this point. You can see he pulls away there on the corkscrew. I just haven't been taking that part of the track very well the whole day, to be honest. Sort of gained a few tenths during this section of the track, and we go up the hill. Now I'm sort of gaining. It's hard to tell. It's just a constant sort of push and pull effect here. And now we're going to approach the pit corner to enter onto the straight. Simon gets a way better exit than me. I sort of stuffed that one up. Trying to stay behind him and get some of the toe, and the slipstream is making me catch up a bit. We go neck and neck across the line, but Simon manages to take the win. I just cannot get enough speed to pass him, and yeah, still an awesome job though. P2 is great. I'm really happy, and honestly, that was a freaking fun race.
Close. Yeah. That was a good race. It was a good race though. I enjoyed it. No, that went really well. So finished P2 there, started P4, finished P2. It was a really good race.
Let's have a look what I got. Oh wow, my last lap was my fastest.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so this is heat 3 that we're heading to now. And I think I'm starting at P2, or maybe not, maybe P3, I actually don't know yet. But I think we just need to really get a good start. Anything can happen in 4SS.
As we come to the start line for Heat 3, we actually have a red light. This is my first red light I've experienced in all the racing I've done so far. Turns out what happened is someone was driving without their fuel cap because they'd forgotten to put their fuel cap on. Yeah, that's the first for me. Anyway, now we're just going to continue to do another warm-up lap, and here we go. So we've got Simon, kart 15 in pole, and we've got Marsalis in P2, Will is in P4, I'm in P3. And now we go around the first corner and I oversteer a little bit so Simon gets away. But that was a really good start. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That's exactly what I needed, to just stick it on the inside and not let anyone through. So we've done that now, and we can focus on trying to hang on to Simon, maybe get a move done if we can. Oversteer a bit there, so I lose a bit of momentum. Simon pulls away again. I think I was driving a bit, I don't know, I wasn't as dialed in for the first half of this race for some reason. Not taking the best exit there, and it's not until later in the straight that luckily I have really strong top line speed, so it's not until later in the straight that I start to catch up a bit again, and we're still in this race so far. You know, I'm not as dialed in as I'd like to be, but I'm not doing too bad. Oversteer on the big corner there again, kind of overdriving a bit here. Nevertheless, we are still close to Simon, still in the race. I start to catch up here. The top line speed is really, really strong for us, and so much momentum is being carried that I actually just try to go on the inside, but again, the minute I leave the slipstream, I cannot make a move. I lose all that momentum. Nearly make a move around the outside here, but Simon has the front end just in front of me, so I can't really get in front of him. Okay, now we're right on Simon's tail. I sort of look on the inside, but I can tell I don't have enough speed to make a move. So now I'm just going to push Simon through, and hopefully we can work together to pass this slower kart. And that's exactly what we do. We go right through. I actually try to have a look on the inside. Again, doesn't work out for me, but that's okay. I'm hanging on really well, and we continue battling it out. Another sort of move on the inside. My front nose actually sort of nearly interlocked with Simon's bumper there, so that could have been bad, but no, nothing happened, so we're all good. We're still racing. Here we go, making a move on the inside here, and I think I've got it done. I've actually taken the lead. I hit the curb, and then what actually happens is I lose power completely for a solid like 5 seconds. I was pumping the throttle and I just had no power, and by the time it came back, both Marcellus and Simon just instantly passed me back. So you can see that because Marcellus got the inside on turn 1, that actually slowed them both down. So luckily I was able to catch straight back up, but that was really frustrating. Yeah, just completely lost power the minute I hit the curb, and so then now I'm in P3. Lost both those positions, and there's really nothing I can do about that. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to keep going, try and catch up. I've made another bad move here. I didn't get the best exit, and so I wasn't able to utilize Simon's overtake to my advantage and pop through, and it means I left it a bit late to stick my nose in, and now Marcellus is still able to hang on. I get on the inside here, and I think I have it, but Marcellus takes the outside and sticks on there really, really well, so he keeps the position. At this point, I really just try to focus on dialing it in, and let's just stick behind Marcellus. Having a look on the inside here, still not enough momentum to actually make a pass, but that's okay. I actually slide the rear there, which sends me back, and again I missed an opportunity. Marcellus was gonna go on the inside, but if I was behind him and bumping him through, I would have been able to push him past Simon and then potentially also move up a spot. So again, another error which cost me a potential position. And then I do the unthinkable. I make that same stupid move I made in the first heat, and I try to go on the inside on the corner where the hill is. Pretty much just lost me all that time, and I really don't know why I keep going for that move. I, in the moment, just get excited. Another stupid move, shouldn't have gone for it. What can you do? It's just racing. So anyway, it's the last lap now, and you can see the gap that's pulled away because of that same dumb move that you'd think I would have learned from in the first race. Catching up a little bit though, still maybe a chance that I could somehow get back into the race and gain a position. But as we come to the pit corner, it's clear that I'm not going to be able to make it happen. Those two pull away, They drove really, really well. Simon in pole and Marcellus in second. Just couldn't make it happen. Yeah, I just didn't drive that well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun. It was an awesome race, some awesome battling, but I probably should have been a bit more patient.
Oh man. So it was actually a great race, but what happened is I was about to go into the straight and I hit the curb. I think the jolt, it just knocked something, and then I had no throttle for like 5 seconds. Just like literally I'm full throttling and there was no gas, and so I like pumped it, and then it finally come on, and by the time the throttle, once the power was back, I'd already lost a place, and Marcellus just went straight past me. So I just made so many errors. Like, I slid out when I shouldn't have. I also made a really dumb move on Marcellus, trying to get the inside line on a corner that was never going to work, so I don't know why I did that. But yeah, oh well. It's all positive. I'm still on the pace, so yeah. Alright, it's getting dark now, which is really cool, so it's going to be like night driving. And they've got lights on the track, but this is it guys, this is the final. Yeah, I'm starting from P3, which I actually prefer in this instance because I have the inside line in the first corner, so yeah, I just need to play the long game for this one because in the final there's an extra 2 minutes. We'll see how we go. Look at the sunset. That's insane. We get to drive in sunset. That's dope. Wish me luck.
And so it begins, the final race. We're just warming up our tyres now because it's gotten really dark and the track is really, really cold. We had a really hot day and there was high grip, but now, as soon as it's cooled down, there's actually way less grip than I thought there would be. And I think what happens in this race is I'm running tyre pressures that are just far too low. In pole, we have Simon, car number 15, then car number 4, Marcellus in P2, and car number 95, Will Wade in P4 to my left. So anyway, now we're approaching the start line and we're off. Not a bad start. I'm hanging on there and managed to stick it on the inside. Got the job done. Simon just rockets away. I think he actually had higher pressures and he's been really smart and actually chosen the right pressures for these conditions because he is able to just absolutely power away. His tyres are warm, he's got good grip. Marcellus and I, on the other hand, we're really struggling. It's pretty slippery and we're not really able to grip the track as much as we'd like to. Changing the tyre pressures really does make a massive difference, and it's been really cool to learn over the last year just how much having a different tyre pressure actually affects the handling and the grip level of the kart. So let's see if we can catch up to Simon and chase him down. Now approaching a slow kart ahead. He's from the light class, and the reason there's other weight classes driving at the same time as us is because they split us into 3 different groups, and we're able to sort of start the race with a big gap, and usually we don't really interfere with each other. But yeah, we've just got a slower kart here. I think this might be one of his first races, so he's still getting on the pace, but that's all right. That's just part of learning. I just go on the inside here and he lets me through, and now taking the pit corner, we go out way too wide, and yeah, I think I just got on the gas way too early, didn't turn in enough, and Marcellus just goes straight through because he got a better exit than me and his top line speed was stronger. So that was unfortunate, lost the position. Gonna have to hang on the back of Marcellus now and see if we can get it back. The sky looks really cool though. As I said before, this is my first night race and it's pretty sick. Hop on the inside there and actually go for it. Couldn't make it happen though, and Will goes through. yeah, I just keep making those mistakes. I think that's kind of the theme of this video, to be honest, is to be patient. I think nearly every time I've gone for a move there, I've actually ended up losing a place. And anyway, we've got a lot more speed here on the exit of the pit corner than Will, and you can see I'm just pushing him along here, trying to help him, see if we can catch up to Marcellus, but he actually is having engine issues, and he was telling me after the race that his engine mount came loose, which is why he just couldn't keep his speed up, and I was able to just slot right through. I took that corner pretty well. I think, to be honest, I've been taking that corner quite strongly during the whole day. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. Can't really describe it, but I just have a good feel for it, I guess. Anyway, we're slowly but surely catching Marcellus. He looks behind him to check and notices that we're there. That's good. It means that we're applying the pressure now, and maybe he'll make a mistake. I don't know. Let's hope so. Right on his tail, but I'm just going to push Marcellus. I want us to work together so we can try to catch Simon, because you can see just how big that freaking gap is. Like, Simon, honestly, like, he's just been driving so well. He's, just done a great job. And before I forget, apologies for how shaky this footage is. For some reason it didn't stabilize very well on this camera, so that's why it's so shaky, but still pushing Marcellus through, still trying to catch up to Simon. Two karts are faster than one, because I'm getting the slipstream from Marcellus, and Marcellus is getting a push from me, so by working together, we're able to hopefully close the gap between ourselves and the leader. The other thing that's happening now is our tyres are starting to warm up, or at least mine are starting to feel really, really good. I can feel the grip coming in, and I just feel like I'm gaining in some areas and losing time in other areas, but I'm really starting to think about going for a move, because at this point, I'm not sure if we are even going to catch up to Simon. He's just that far ahead, and even when we work together, I just haven't really felt like the gap's closed that much. So if any opportunities do open up, I'm definitely going to go for it. Regardless though, it is a really tight race, and I freaking love it. It's really, really fun when the racing is like this. Just good battling, awesome racing, and that's what it's all about. Is it just me, or does it look faster when you're driving at night as well? I have a peak on the inside there. Clearly wasn't going to be able to make a move. Marcellus still had enough speed to hold me off. So now I've just gone back behind him. I think I understeered there, and you can see the gap that's formed. And now, actually, what I'm noticing is we are definitely catching up to Simon. I'm wondering if maybe his tyres are starting to overheat, because he's definitely set his pressures differently to ours. And as our tyres warm up, we're getting faster. Maybe Simon's tyres are, starting to drift away from their peak performing point. So we are slowly catching, and now we are about to approach the final lap. So going up the straight and have a look on the inside. Obviously not making any progress there, so I'm just going to stay behind. And around the first corner of our last lap, down the corkscrew. As we go around the left corner, I definitely gain a few tenths, but it's really close. I'm not able to gain enough to make any moves yet, and just sort of hoping that Marcellus makes a mistake. He oversteers into this corner. I catch up right to his bumper, and as we approach the pit corner, Marcellus oversteers again, and I'm sort of trying to see if I can get through, having a look on the inside, and I almost get it done, but Marcellus just had too much speed, and I wasn't able to gain enough to get through. So crossed the line, and that's the race. Finished in P3. I'm really happy with that. What a race. That was really, really fun. Awesome, clean racing. This is what 4SS is all about, and that's why I love it so much. Really, really fun race.
I see that's a good race. You guys just...
Alright, third place. Honestly, like, I think that's awesome. I definitely made some mistakes, but I think my tire pressure was a tad too low because everything had cooled down. So I felt a bit slidey at the start, and then at the end I was really strong because the tires got warm. But it was a good learning curve. Yeah, overall it's a really good race day. Like, I don't know, it's just fun. Like, I was competitive, and I think I've learned some things as well. Like, I need to just be, you know, thinking about overtakes less and actually just focus on the long game, especially for the finals. Like, yeah, consistency is key. How good was that? So that is pretty much what racing a 4-stroke go-kart is like. It's just about having good, fun, competitive racing. I think we're so lucky now to have this budget-friendly class, and I really do hope that you've sort of learnt more about what is involved with 4-stroke karting, how it works. You know, maybe you're interested in this is what gets you across the line. If you have any questions, or there's something that you think you'd like me to make a video on, then just put it down in the comments and I'll try and get back to all of you. Either way, next month we'll be going to the Eastern Lions Kart Club for the first round of the 4SS Trail, where we travel all around different Victorian country tracks, and it's kind of like our little championship that we do. I'm going to be recording the entire championship over the year, and should be a lot of fun, so stick around for that. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.